What's up, guys? Ethan from OK Adventure here. So today I'm working, I guess, in the garden. I'm starting seeds from it's mid-January, January 16th. I usually get my seeds started mid into January. And then the plants are, about a foot, 18 inches tall by the time weather gets right. So I'm going to show you my little master mix today. Last year I think I perfected it, and this year we're gonna do about the same mix. I do have one other product that I'm gonna try out in this, so it's gonna be a master mix with a little bit of a trial, but I'll show you the master mix first. So I do a cheap bag of the Miracle Grow potting mix. Any guys familiar with this? It's just cheap. I don't claim to be 100% organic, but I do try to push most of my ingredients to organic. The reason I don't buy the organic potting mix is it's really, any of this potting mix you get is really cheap. You got to add additives to it, especially if you're trying to grow plants in pots. We have Epsom salt, and I like to use this Job's vegetable and tomato. Vegetable and tomato. You get the pellet form. You can get the granules. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So one thing I have that you're probably gonna have to buy, I have worms, and so I have a whole bunch of worm castings. Let's get down to it. I'll show you the mix. Okay, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna cut this stuff out of this bag. By the way, this is 2 cubic feet of potting soil, and to this we're going to add 1 cup of this Job's. Job's fertilizer, 1 cup. 1 cup of this Epsom salt. And this is magnesium sulfate, multi-purpose Epsom salt. Stuff's really expensive. I really don't know why. And then this is a new product that I'm trying out. This is the veg for vegetative growth. It has a ton of mycorrhizal and beneficial bacteria inside this thing. Really good product from what I've heard. And so we're going to try it out. And we're going to do 2 cups of this. That's that. Now you're just going to break all this up. We're going to mix it all in really well. I like to turn this thing over 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times until it's completely mixed in. If you know anything about potting soil, this stuff comes sterile. They sterilize it. And so my whole thought pattern, so the Job's does have a little bit of beneficial bacteria. My whole thought pattern is that product I bought over there, that veg, it has a lot of mycorrhizal and bacteria. I'm really hoping to get huge colonies of this stuff growing in here, and then that way when I plant them in the garden, I kind of already got that mycorrhizal colony living on the root system. We are done with this process. Now let's move on to the second part of the mix. So there's my 2 worm bins right there. One there. And here's all my castings I've been collecting. So these have worms in them, bits of seeds, all kinds of eggs from the worms. It's really good stuff right here. Now, I like to use this whole thing in here. It's not gonna burn them. Worm castings is really just full of beneficial food. And these worms will help break down whatever's in this potting mix and also feed the plants. I forget what this is. I think this is 4 quart, 12 quart. So this is 12 quarts of worm castings. Try to get all the worms out of there. There we go. Now we'll break this up and we'll mix it in as well. And it is dry, this potting mix, so I will have to keep the worms from drying out and dying. I will have to wet this as soon as it goes into the pots. And then whatever I save, again, will have to be wetted down so the worms don't dry out and die. Alright, since this is thoroughly mixed, I will now start filling all my trays and plant my seeds. Probably do an update every so often, just so you guys can see how well this this potting mix works out. There you go, guys. Got all of them filled. That's 10 flats. Got the thermometer placed in here for the heat mat. We're sitting 53 degrees. It's really cold outside this morning. If you found the video interesting, if you try the potting mix and you're sitting there going, I'm gonna try this potting mix idea, this master blend, like the video. It helps me out. It only takes you about 1 second to click that like button. Get out there and start an adventure.